Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I will be talking through my experiences of Shambhavi Mahamudra and what it's like doing it alongside a 9-to-5 job. So in this video the kind of things that we will be covering is the struggles that I have faced during Shambhavi Mahamudra, how to overcome those struggles, the benefits gained from it, and also most importantly, does Shambhavi Mahamudra really work? So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So I just want to start off with when I first started my Shambhavi Mahamudra, and I did mine in 2021 in April, and that was the time where Shambhavi Mahamudra was starting to get introduced online, and it was also a time where COVID was easing its restrictions. I had the luxury of working mostly remote because my job hadn't really implemented it, the strict 3 times a week going into the office, or even 4 times a week going to the office. So I had the luxury of doing my practices at home. Since 2021 till now, it's been 5 years since I've practiced my Shambhavi Mahamudra. So with that little bit of context, let's jump straight into the experiences that I've had whilst doing Shambhavi Mahamudra. Whilst I was doing my practices, I've had so many different experiences, and I do want to start off with some of the difficulties that I've had. One of the main difficulties that I had was implementing Shambhavi into my day-to-day schedule. So for those of you that are doing Shambhavi, you would know that we need to do it twice a day for 40 days and then once a day for 6 months. I tried to implement my practices as best as I could. In the morning, I was fine because I'm quite a morning person, so I don't really have too much difficulties doing things in the morning. But it did get a little bit tricky when I needed to get into the office. So because of commute times and getting ready, I had to wake up extra earlier than I usually would, which was a little bit tricky for me at the beginning. But thankfully I then got used to it, and I actually started to enjoy doing my practices in the morning. It was like a sort of detox and really resets the mind and gets me ready to continue my day. However, the difficulties came when I needed to do my practices in the evening. So in the evening, if I was working from home, it would be fine. I would just do it straight after I shut down my laptop and I'll just go into my meditation space. However, when I was going into the office, a lot of the times when I would come back from work, I would be starving. And a lot of the times I was left there contemplating, should I do my practices? Should I just eat food and then do my practices? So there were days when I pushed through and I did my meditation practices, but there were days where I just gave in and I actually decided to eat. I actually messed up my mandala the first time and I had to restart the 40 days again. There was another time where there was a work summer party and I did so well staying alcohol free for the first half of the party. So with alcohol you had to wait around 4 hours, I believe, before doing your practices again. 4 to 8 hours actually. But I remember when I was doing the practices, I knew that I had to wait at least 6 to 8 hours so that it's fully out of the system before actually doing Shambhavi. And I don't know what took over me that day, but I decided to drink alcohol. Funny thing is, I am not an alcoholic. I don't crave alcohol. So I don't know what took over me that day and I just drank it. I also had to start my mandala for the second time. So now it would basically be 80 days of doing Shambhavi Mahamudra rather than 40 days. So whilst those were the difficulties that I encountered, during the 80 days that I was practicing Shambhavi, I did see a lot of benefits. The first one that I really noticed was clarity. I'm very all over the place and very indecisive, and with Shambhavi I started to see that I had much more clarity. I became more decisive, I made my own decision, I was more forwards with people in terms of what I think and what we should do, and that was really one of the biggest differences that I had seen. Studies did also show that for those people that have been practicing Shambhavi, they also saw an increase decreased by 80% in terms of clarity. The other biggest changes that I had seen is the reduction in stress. Usually when I'm working, I do tend to get stressed very easily. A lot of the times I would overthink it, I would be afraid if I had a big presentation. Every time I did my Shambhavi, I noticed that day by day it started to really decrease and I started to feel much more at ease and calm. Studies have shown that those people that were practicing Shambhavi saw a 50% reduction in stress and 40% reduction in negative emotion. And personally for me, I have also experienced the same things in my life. Although I've had really good experiences with Shambhavi and I've seen a lot of differences, I do want to focus a little bit more on the difficulties, because when you have a 9-to-5 job, it's not always easy to maintain your practices and find the right time. So one of the difficulties that I noticed in my case is after a year or two, I started to drift away from Shambhavi, and the reason for that is because I started to let work take over me. I was really busy, I was very stressed, I had deadlines to meet, and I slowly started to drift away from my meditation practices. I started to have doubts as a result of this because I started questioning myself. I started saying it's too long, I'm struggling to maintain the empty stomach condition, I don't know if this is even working anymore. I just kept making up excuses. So some days I would do it and other days I wouldn't, and it became inconsistent. And as soon as that started to happen, I could see the changes. I could see that as my practices were becoming less and less consistent, my old behaviors were coming back, my old habits was coming back. I started to struggle getting up in the morning. I started to feel overwhelmed and the stress was coming back, the anxiety was coming back. All of those old behaviors just started to flood back in. The inconsistencies happened after a year or two. So when I saw that, I got myself back on track and I did the practices myself. I redid the mandala myself, and I also started to attend satsang sessions that the Isha Center holds so that we don't forget our meditation practices and how Shambhavi is done. So I did that for a year and a half. I noticed that something was off. Although I did pick up my practices again, I felt like I was doing it just for the sake of doing it. So what I decided to do when I felt like I was just doing it automatically on autopilot, I decided to retake the course Inner Engineering. And I actually retook this course quite recently. I retook it at the beginning of 2026, so I would say around January to February time. Honestly, it was the best thing that I could have done, because when I redid the course, I was listening to Sadhguru, I started to understand why I did it in the first place. My energies came back, I was more in touch with my energies and the energies around me, and my practices, everything started to come back again. It was slowly happening, but at least I could see some progress, and it was much better than me just trying to pick up the practices myself and reading the 40-day mandala. So for those of you out there, if you are going through the same struggles of feeling distant with your practices and wanting to find a way to get back into it, I would definitely say to redo Inner Engineering, because it really helps. It really gives you a sense of purpose as to why you're doing the practice, and also what the importance of Shambhavi Mahamudra really is. The only way that you can get back into it if you become distant from it is to redo the Inner Engineering course. For me personally, it has helped me a lot. Just for those of you who have redone the course but you still feel distant from the practices, then what I would say is to really give the mandala a proper chance. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it like I had been doing it at the beginning. And I'm sure if you give it a proper chance, you will be able to see changes. It just takes patience and time. If you have completed the mandala and you still don't see a difference, then I would definitely suggest to look at different meditation practices. That could be within Isha practices, so you could also look at other programs that they offer. It could be Surya Kriya, it could be Bhuta Shuddhi, and all these other things that Isha offers, because they do have a variety of meditations. But again, to do any of those, you need to complete see Shambhavi and complete the mandala. Make sure that you do that, and if you want to try something else that is more suitable to you and your lifestyle, then I would say definitely give that a go. One thing as well that I wanted to cover is if you're still feeling distant from Shambhavi, if you're still feeling distant from your spiritual practices, even after trying something different within Isha or trying a different type of meditation, I would also suggest that you also listen to other gurus. Whilst Sadhguru has been the one that has worked for me, I really connected with him and I really understand what he's saying, and his practices that he has shown has helped me beyond what I could have ever imagined. I do understand that some people connect with the gurus differently, so I would say definitely listen to other gurus and see maybe if their style is more closely linked to yours, and if their practices connects more with you, definitely experiment with that as well. So overall, Isha practices have really helped me. Shambhavi Mahamudra has changed me in a lot of ways. Everything that has happened in my life has fallen in place really nicely, and ever since then I've just trusted in the universe, and whenever I was uncertain I just didn't overthink it and I made sure to do the practices, and for me it has really changed my life. So I would definitely say for those of you out there who are questioning Shambhavi, are not sure if it's working, keep doing it, and the rewards you will get is much greater than you could ever think of. Again, I'm not guaranteeing anything, but for me that's what it has been. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that I've heard a lot of people say that they don't want to do their practices or they don't want to get into meditation because right now is not the time, they have too many problems or they have trouble focusing, and they just say right now I cannot do it. And what they tell me instead is that they want to be peaceful, they want to be happy, and then they will do the practices. But honestly, it's actually the other way around. You should be doing your practices when it is most difficult, because that's when you would reap the benefits, that's when you see the changes. You can't just do your practices when everything is going fine, because you don't know how long it would take you to get to the state that you want to be able to do meditation. It could take you 5 years, it could take you 10 years to be in the place that you want to be, and you're just wasting all that time not doing the meditation because you're waiting to be happy, you're waiting to be peaceful. Meditation, the true test is doing it when you're struggling the most. Can you keep your mind focused, and can you keep your mind calm even in this situation? And honestly, practices such as Shambhavi and other meditation practices really help you get through life's problem with ease. It helps you ride waves of life rather than going against it. So for those of you out there who are waiting for the right time, I would say there is no right time. Just do it as soon as you get the thoughts. Stick with it, and I am sure incredible things will happen to you in your life. So that's it for today's video. I really do wish you the best of luck in your meditation practices, your Shambhavi journey, your spiritual journey, and thank you so much for listening. Please do make sure to leave a comment below for any questions that you may have on this video or for whatever you would like to see more of next. Thank you so much. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video, which I will be linking somewhere on the screen. Thank you so much.